Good morning from Lou's Labs. We hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. So this week's adoptions, we didn't have any dogs come up last week, if you remember. So Chloe was adopted. She is so Chloe, Lady, and Lily came from the same owner, and Chloe was the mom, 9 years old, sweetheart, and she was adopted by a wonderful family. I do, since I'm bringing up Chloe, I'm going to go ahead and talk about this for a moment. I just want to talk about owner surrenders for a minute, okay? I know all of us sometimes are guilty, me included, of being like, oh my God, how could they give up their dog? But sometimes giving up your dog is the biggest act of love that you could show your dog, and which was the case of Lady, Lily, and Chloe. So just so you understand their story a little bit, because I did see some negative responses about their owners, which was so unfair because those dogs were so loved. They had a very loving home for many years, and mom and dad had to relocate, and they could not take them with them. Their family member took the dog, and their hopes, I mean, they really thought that it was the best thing for the dogs, right? Not move them, keep all three together, and they would basically, live the rest of their lives happily. Unfortunately, the family member who took them was older and could not care for them properly, and the dogs were living outside. When mom found out and understood what was happening, mom immediately started trying to contact rescues. She contacted many rescues who never even bothered to reply to her. And she worked really hard on this. And then about 6 to 8 weeks later, she contacted us, and we did react immediately. And as you know, we were able to get all three. We could not keep all three together, but with the discussions with mom, and it ended up being true, exactly what she said. Lady and Lily were the bonded ones. They were the sisters, and their mom, Chloe, was not bonded. And it's absolutely true. Chloe is so happy right now as an only dog, getting all the love and attention from an amazing family. And Lady and Lily are bonded and love each other and are in a wonderful foster home, still looking for their forever family. But it was really hard. She was so upset finding out that they just weren't living what she expected, the kind of life. And she felt so horrible. She felt like it was her fault, and she just wanted to fix it immediately. And because I've spoken to her so much, I can tell you the heartache and how hard it was to, find this out, and how relieved she was when we were able to help. And she's so excited about Chloe's new home because she just thinks it's an amazing family. And she's so excited for Lily and Lady to find an equally amazing home. But I'm saying this because, and it's hard, all of us get jaded after a while with the rescue, very cynical. We see so many horrible cases, but not all owner surrenders are terrible. Again, sometimes it's the biggest act of love you can show your dog. If you cannot give them what they need and you truly need them to be well cared for and happy, you do that. And that's what happened in this case. So I just really wanted to say that, okay? Because it hurt my heart for her to see negative comments, because I know how much she loves these girls. I posted that picture, like when they got here and they got safe. She hung up her Christmas bulbs that had their names on them. People that have dogs they don't love, they don't have Christmas bulbs, ornaments with their dogs' names on them. This lady loved and still loves her babies. So I just wanted to say that, okay? But the amazing, great news is Chloe has landed such an amazing, amazing home. And we are so happy and thrilled for her. We just know she's going to have the best life ever for the rest of her days. And we will find that for Lily and Lady too. So anyway, Chloe was adopted. New dogs into Lou's Labs. Bingo, who again is another owner surrender, and it's not his parents could no longer care for him, so the daughter inherited them, and she realized he's chocolate. boy, and he's been with that family since he was a puppy, but she is in no way able to give him the love and care he needs. They love each other, but she works long hours, and she travels a lot for her work. And so she reached out to us. She is going to keep Bingo with her until we find a home, because she doesn't want him having that transition until April. We got to find a home by April, because then she goes on like a 8-week trip for work, which is, why she can't have a dog. But, Bingo, he's 7-year-old male chocolate. Okay. He's new. Frankie, we just announced him. He's the black male lab that has to have hip surgery in Texas. 4 years old, and his family could not afford the surgery. And so he was turned into a vet's office to be euthanized, and he's such a great dog, they couldn't do it. And so they reached out to us, and we have taken him on as Lou's Lab's dog. He's going to stay with a vet tech there as his foster through his surgery. And so he'll get excellent care and come up when he's all better. Okay. The chocolate bar litter, Hershey, Almond, and Joy. And then Wanda, who was found wandering around Walmart, which is how she got her name. And she's in Louisiana. And Crimson, who is also Louisiana, who was a stray. And neither one of those had owners come up. Crimson's a yellow boy. So we welcome all of them into Lou's Labs. So Shadow and Bo arrived this weekend on transport. Bo is a puppy. Bo has a date today, so he's probably going to be adopted. And Shadow is a doll. His foster mom says he's doing great. He's already settling in, and they just love him. Next week, we have the fall litter and the chocolate bar litter coming up. And then we also have Linus, Logan, Lucy Lou, Rufus, Casper, Walter, Sierra, Watson, Lydia, Coltrane, and Bobby coming up on transport. We have a lot of dogs coming up on transport next weekend. I wanted to, I actually have a lot I need to talk to you about. Well, I already talked to you about the owner surrender thing. Oh, dog insurance. Guys, when you adopt, please get dog insurance ASAP. I cannot tell you how many times someone is like a week after adopting or 2 weeks after adopting, oh my God, my dog ate a sock. He has an obstruction. You never know when something's going to happen. Don't wait on that. Get it, okay? Ask your vet for recommendations. They're all out there. Just what I am going to say is make sure you get the full coverage, okay? Because the little things you can probably afford. It's the big things that you need that coverage for, all right? And I wanted to thank you so much for Giving Tuesday. Oh my gosh, amazing. We raised over $12,000, and it pays for things like all the stories we kept sharing for you. And like, for example, Frankie, who we just took, who needs a hip surgery. All of this helps. We're always counting pennies, and we're always struggling because almost 100% of our money goes to medical, a crazy amount to medical and behavior, right? Because we have a lot of our dogs see behaviorists and trainers before they're even adopted out. If we even suspect there's anything we want looked at, we spend a lot of money on that kind of things. Or even sometimes, like, we have a dog in boarding because we just can't find a foster right away. We don't want them just sitting in a kennel, so we pay extra for them to get exercise and walks and socialization, and that boarding doesn't happen that often because I really hate boarding. I hate it. I want our dogs in homes, but sometimes we do have to board them for a week or so, or 2 weeks, and we just don't have a choice. It's like the dog dies or we put them in boarding until we find a foster. Okay, so I cannot tell you how helpful and how grateful and how amazing Giving Tuesday was, and thank you so much. And then the other thing I want to talk to you about is, so we had we have, if you remember, Roger, Buck Roger. Black lab, beautiful. He was adopted about 2 months ago. Did amazing in his foster home, did amazing with the family. They absolutely adore him. He was fabulous with their 2 kids, 8 and 12 years old, and with their neighbors' kids, like 3 years old and a little older, but as young as 3. Been an amazing dog. Thanksgiving. 6 hours of people visiting. And first, let me say, this is not, I'm going to tell you the story. To me, it is not the family's fault at all. And it's also to me, not Roger's fault at all, because he was in a situation that a lot of dogs couldn't handle, especially if you've only had them for a little bit. You don't know, right? Um, they had people over for Thanksgiving, um, like 6 hours of people there. Their two kids, both of the adults, right? And then they had another couple over, another husband and wife, and then three kids, like two 3 year olds and a 6 year old. So obviously really chaotic. Food cooking all day, turkey. When you open a house on Thanksgiving, you just smell turkey. I think they actually had two, one outside, one inside. Um, for dinner, they bring the turkey in. It's sitting on the island, just the smell of turkeys all around. Everybody is around the island watching the turkey get carved. Roger is there too. They were, at one point, I think their daughter took a piece of the turkey and he sat like for a treat. But then the child next to him, there's a 6 year old, while he was sitting for the treat, he suddenly looked up and jumped up and bit her in the face. She is fine, thank God. She had went to the hospital and she's fine. So we're very grateful for that. Also grateful that Roger's okay. So Roger immediately went to boarding, and he's doing great. And they love him. He's getting exercise every day. By law, we had to put him in quarantine for 10 days. That is Virginia law. Um, they worry about rabies, even if the rabies are up to date. So that's just a law. But the vet where he is, they adore him. They've seen zero signs of any kind of aggression, even with food with people. Um, Literally what I feel like, and we are having, so he's going to a foster this Tuesday, because that's when he's allowed to leave there, and we're going to have a behaviorist evaluate him, just because we always do that, not putting the dog down. And the family didn't want that. They were terrified we were. They're like, he is such an amazing dog. We would have never, ever, ever, ever thought that he would do that, because he's been so perfect. Um, so there's a couple things here. I think, one, we all forget our dogs are dogs. I'm guilty of that too. I laugh, like I could see my Charlie doing that. I'm betting a lot of the signs are there and no one noticed them. And that's not a judgment. It's a statement of fact. I might not have noticed them. If you're not looking, you don't notice, right? And even the most dog savvy people sometimes aren't paying attention. So I'm gonna bet he was probably had that look, when dogs are really like excited about food. He's probably prancing a little bit, probably circling that table, probably had his nose up smelling it. I bet have you ever seen like when a dog's like waiting for something and he kind of looks around at the other dogs, right? Are they gonna try to take it? Are they gonna try to take it? Are they gonna try to take it? I bet you there's some of that eye shifting, that looking. Um, Dogs don't always look at kids the same way as they look at adults, grown-ups, right? So I feel like he was probably in a overstate of arousal, and anticipating that turkey, and it does not make okay what he did. It does not. Um, but we're also not going to put a dog down for that, because he's not an aggressive dog. It was a situation that unfortunately he just should not have been in. Again, does not make okay what he did, but I'm not gonna put a dog down for that. He doesn't, but we are gonna make sure he's safe. And this part does kind of suck. We're not gonna let him go to a home with young children. Why that blows is because he's really good with kids. I know that sounds crazy for me to say, well, he just bit this little girl, but he's actually really good with kids. But he is, right? If you take that situation that he was in, it is. Most dog bites happen with family dogs. And often situations like this, or situations we have little kids like pulling on their tails and stuff, right? But we're not gonna allow him to go to a home with little kids. But again, he's great with kids. Take that away. But we're just not going to allow that, obviously. And obviously, it's going to be full disclosure. I mean, I'm telling you guys right here on Facebook, right? And whatever behaviorist report we get will, again, be shared. I am in no way worried about the dog. He's not good with cats. I would have him come to my house, but he's not good with cats, so he can't come to me. But he is a sweetheart. He's beautiful. He's gorgeous. and he's a love. He loves people, loves to swim, loves to play ball, loves other dogs. So he's not going to be available until we have a behaviorist meet with him and get him all cleared. But I did, for full disclosure, want to tell you about the situation. And the family is devastated because understand they love him. So they basically lost their baby, and they have, and they willingly gave him up. But if they had not, I would have still said, I really think he needs to come back to us. Only because they have kids, and at this point, I just wouldn't feel comfortable, right? But amazing family, and he's an amazing dog, and it's just a sad situation all the way around. But I would like for us to use this, let's make this mean something, that we learn something from it. And me too. Let me tell you, I laugh at like my dogs, like getting all excited about food. Charlie, who I feel like you could poke in the eye, wouldn't do anything. I take that for granted too much. I do. I'm guilty of it too. I think we all are. So we all just need to remember we love our babies, but they're dogs. And let's be careful about the situations we put them in. It definitely was a reminder for me. Okay, so that's the story about Roger. And I'm sorry, this was longer than intended because I wanted to talk to you about that. That's all I got for right now. Oh, we had our volunteer party this weekend, and it was so much fun. Our Lose Labs holiday volunteer party. And you know what I love? We have so many volunteers now that are volunteers with us because they adopted from us. So that's always really, it's just so cool. I love how our family's growing, and our babies are the reason because of it, So anyway, hope you all have a great week. And until next Monday, see you later.